ngasigi lesson sidi yamna maru oiba lesson niko noigi sentence mayam form tawda construct tawda ina sum ubada sigi areas da yamna lanba silly mistakes mayam amako mistake macha macha mayam sum thengneba aduna ngasigi lesson si noi hana khangamaga zu theory da khangaga zu practical da watle aduna phajana si isalaga notebook ta 3% slave English grammar da munni yangsilo aduga ibiyaba kay isalo ko first person da koina I we hena laiko I we I am I orgadi am si laktra I are habiade I is habiade natra adagi we organa we is plural niko aduna we are hain laktra sida we is habiade natraga we am habiade aduga I do have we do have I gi matangda first person verb nate first form of the verb lan ngidong nebako I gi matangda natragana we gi matangda su chap manana first form di lakanda es kumba hapchin ba yadeba adagi s natraga es noi khangidana ko adu hapchin ba yade I am or we are doing I am doing we are doing haidana ko natraga we are done I am done not I am do or we are do haibya deba I am do hadilale ko natraga we are do hadilale ing form do sinaba natraga na direct are dagi third person do done we are done kana haina busulai you are done I am done haina ko adagi I have we have done I has haibya deba sida somka adagi we has haibya deba I had d do had natraga we had haina ba past de has hapar weba sigi I dasu adagi we plurals dasu hapya reb always have ki matung dadi always done se hap ko dab ko done haibdi third form haibni ko we have known I have known I have kicked we have passed third form the verb to dum lakadab ko have ki matangda natraga na noina tu gumba hapsilaga na infinitive ni na first form the verb la ni sta su es natraga s hapoi ko I have to do you have to do haibdo adu ko we adiko aduga tu gi matangda koina b amuka hapsilaga di first form of the verb to ehalaga ing oigdaba first form of the verb to the ing oigdaba ko we have to be going I have to be going hangi ko b gi mathangda di first form of the verb plus ing have to be adeba aduna first person je mun khangba kanda hojik mathakta piriba magi formula mayam je sidagi so hen ba tai mayam amju lerangoni leibidi ko aina plap mention tawbu ngamdam ni na sina basic oiba kwaidagi maru waraba foundation hai tare si khangda basu ya deba natraga di I doesn't do kan I does not do habi adeba kaigino hai matamda asagi aina s natraga es hap kuno first form of the verb tagi and ha hidro I do we doesn't know I doesn't know I doesn't do natraga I knows we knows sumaina habi adeba s natraga es hap yade hapugadi langani aduna adu masu munna yangshilo munna khangjilo ya maru weba poni nogi sentence construction to bukanda sigi mayam ji theory ka khangba de practical one ithoga example pira iraga o aina nandagi tawramis dilale dana aduna sigi area si ai si hap ya de si hap kodabani haibnu singba mayam do nasana sentence form tawjarga yengoba lala kanda o si dilale haibdu dum khangane aduga maru weba mana I or we gi matangjida third form lakpia de ko we known I known natraga we done I done haibya deba I knew we knew second form natra adu third form oibya de ko aduma khangjilo tu khangdabya dabni ya maru wai adagi second person da noju khanguni you ni ko second person id you ni you har si singular mi am khaktang danga su you du de dum you gi magi formula da dum panta ko mi am khaktang leibu da nangna asidi single person he adu di you is very good hekta haibya de you is okay you is eating kaina ko haibya dev ko aduma kangjilo magi you si keno plural gi type ta pal ka duini ko common noina ko you are natraga keno da past na you were you were abd khangina you are you were doing are gumba were gumba hapsilaga na doing natraga done we are done hay magi arthadi tongale ko we are doing hay we are done hay arthadi tongale adu done ji marak marak dum yam tenzin na ko salona hay busu hay ba adu artha tongan ba sentence tongan ba gidani ko haije natraga na you have or you had hd do past na you have or you had tat disunga ya deko you do you did you know you knew never third ngasagi direct bomang da hagi umam dumane hakta third form direct ta hajin ba de sida suko example ko kari yengje su yengji You are doing very well. You are plucking a flower. You are eating rice. You are drinking water. Laidra. You is drinking water. You is doing homework. Natraga. You am good. Adu yadiko. Aduga. You have to do it. You have done it. You had done it. You have come here. You have so much to do. You have clean body. Or you have anything to do. Question na hangin gi hargati last ching da ko. You have anything to do? Kana ko. Magi question na hawdra ko na dum question on top ya ngangu da diko. Adagi you do has you kick the ball. First form of the verb ko. You kick the ball. You know the answer. You pluck the flower. You drink water. Tumaina ko hagida. Adagi third person gi yingse. He, she, they, it, table, chair, apple, animals, birds, and all other inanimate things. Thawai pandaba posak me amam third person the singrani. Adagi akoi human being da haragana. He, she, they gumba ko. Adagi it gumba haris masi garisi. Adagi table gumba chawri gumba. Adagi manama sing meam sasan meam am se waya sing loi third person da laktu neba. Aduda singular organa ikona has natraga had sinaga neba. Aduga is sinaga neba are where ko singular orgada. Adagi first form of the verb plus s or es sinaga neba. Example on have that she has done. Natraga she does. She doesn't know. She does the work. She kicks a ball. Adagi is hapagana isagi ing form in have to. She is doing. Adagi two hapagana she has to do. She has to kick. She has to cry. She has to go to Kakching. She has to go to Imphal. She has to do her homework. She had to do it. She had to go. She had to pluck. Adumana haning bahai we are past na ko had hapsila ko. Plural dana have natraga had are natraga were ko. Have plural dana have natraga had are or were. Adagi no s or es. S natra es hapya de plural de aduma ko. Rule do te me am the piri rule duka te general one de lo chaman heba. They have to do. Example ko. Plural example. They had to do. They are doing. They were doing. They have to go to Kakching. They had to do the work. They are doing. They are plucking a flower. They were plucking a flower. They were eating. They were dancing. They are kicking. They do. They does have deko. Plural ID de kaki wana tiko te animals and birds sing the zoo masing amadagi helagati loi plural ni adu targadi have had are were loi sinar kaneba adu direct di es or s sinabya deko adum rule me am do follow to adum gyan tar kaniko tenses se koina part ahum thokna khai dok payai present tense haiba ma hojil jik thoi bai dar present tense haibadi past tense hana thokraba future tense kon tholkadaba tung tholkadaba haib dar aduna koi gi formula se koi hojik puna taminarsi present tense ahan bada present indefinite magi formula si subject plus first form of the verb plus s or es plus object. Example da I pluck a flower. I is subject ni pluck sina first form of the verb ni aduga flower sina object ni. S amasung es ki confusion kar larangani example pir ga harke munataw s amasung es se koina third person singular da sijine masigi tongan bal lesson am ko tamgani hojik ki oina di third person singular habsi mind da thambiu example I pir ke she plucks a flower. She is the third person singular never aduna pluck to the ke gi matang da s hapsilaga she plucks a flower haibana es hap ke argana study gumba sinergy example oina ko Ram studies his lesson. IES never. ES hapsili never. Ram studies his lesson. She studies her lesson. Matang si di third ohelasi. Second na matang da tamase muka. Present perfect. Subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb plus object. Example, I have plucked a flower. Has have ke hargana third person singular this is in aduini. She has plucked a flower. Ram has plucked a flower. Adumaina. Subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb. Have sina first person haibadi I or we is the first person ni. Natragana plural da so ko na sisinaba yai ko. They have plucked a flower. We have plucked a flower. The minus sinners yai. Masagi second ko na third ta jam tawgi bagi second si hojik tawsi. Present continuous tense. Subject plus is or am or are plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I am plucking a flower. Subject I layer ko. Adagi is natraga am natraga are habni. I gi mathang the am lae is lakpya de are lakpya de aduna am lae. I am plucking. Pluck na first form of the verb layer ko. Aduka ing hapsin maneba. Plucking harga flower object. I am plucking a flower. They are plucking a flower. Ram is plucking a flower. She is plucking a flower. Fourth one. Present perfect continuous. Subject plus has or have plus been plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I have been plucking a flower. She has been plucking a flower. They have been plucking a flower. I have been plucking a flower. Ram has been plucking a flower. She has been plucking a flower. They have been plucking a flower. Present tense loikre. Past tense ta salasi. Past indefinite. Adum iman manay past ogyoyu present ogyoyu kitang kenarak piwani ko. Subject plus second form of the verb plus object. I plucked a flower. I is subject ni plucked the ed hapsila is second form ni har ni. Aduga third form da adum ed hai ko. Aduba te khara dadi speak spoke spoken hai basu lai ko. Aduna verb ki forms tu khangjin badar ka lai si khangge har gadi. Ana sigi hojik sigi oina di pluck si ed hapsila di third form zu oi second form zu oi aduna I plucked a flower har is past indefinite ne. Tangda past continuous. Subject plus was or were plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I was plucking a flower. They were plucking a flower. She was plucking a flower. Krishna was plucking a flower. Ram was plucking a flower. Sumaina ko. Was in singular this is in a view. Adugo where's in a plural this is in a view. Past perfect. Subject plus had plus third form of the verb plus object. I had plucked a flower. They had plucked a flower. Sita has plucked a flower. Money had plucked a flower. Everything had oy dinis dadi past nina ko. Has have haisi amta sinaroi. Plural wersu natraga singular wergasu adum had sinarni aduga third form of the verb la ni. Pluck si ay nang sa hai bugumna second form dasu ed oy third form dasu ed oy ate tay wahi or magadi for example speak or magadi had ki mathang da spoken harak dineb. I had spoken Manipuri example oina ko. Adumay lak dineb. Fourth sida past perfect continuous. Subject plus had been plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I had been plucking a flower. Sidazu had adam si nagani has haibdularoi ko natraga have sularoi. Present natis singular gizu plural gizu adum had oidini. They had been plucking a flower. Ram had been plucking a flower. She had been plucking a flower. Adumaina had adagi been si na dabiyade ko. Munyangshin biyu yam live ne. Matangda future tense. Future indefinite. Subject plus will or shall plus object. I'll pluck a flower. She'll pluck a flower. Ram will pluck a flower. Sita will pluck a flower. They will pluck the flower. The minor kangsin biyu. Aduga. Second, the future continuous. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. The formula da kitang kano tawre ko. Nakan tongan lay nagre contrasted kre. Muneng view example da. Formula amuka repeat tawzerake. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. I'll be plucking a flower. She'll be plucking a flower. Ram will be plucking a flower. They will be plucking a flower. Will be plucking. Haibzi adum haigidam niko. Formula yengaga magi examples yang kanda yam line khangmani aduna formula loina ma khangsin biu formula yam important oi angka gomani grammar the formula khangda biade. Future perfect. Subject plus will or shall plus have plus third form of the verb plus object. I'll have plucked a flower. She'll have plucked a flower. They will have plucked a flower. Sita will have plucked a flower. Krishna will have plucked a flower. Adamaina will have natragana shall have se. Si yaudavni adugi matangda third form of the verb oigidaba. Aduga object later. Aduga fourth the future perfect continuous. Future perfect continuous si hauzi ki matamdadi kasi amna common oina sizinaba sentence oidre. Adu argasu magi formula se dum khangjinba pai. What is voice? Voice haibasi karino. Voice is a form of verb. Voice haibasi verb ki form maneba. Karino mane indicate tawrisi haibakanda subject sina thabak si tawbra natragana subject sida karigumba khara tawrakbra. Voice is a form of verb which indicates whether the subject does the work or something has been done to it. Haibaniko. Aduna subject sina thabak si tawribra matau tawbra actor waibra natragana subject sida karigumba khara tawrakbra sineba. There are three kinds of voice. Voice makalahum sui, active voice, passive voice, and quasi-passive voice. Active voice habi matang sa tamsi. Subject of a sentence is the doer or actor. Active voice habi say sentence amagi subject say. Sina doer oy duneba. Action toriba, tabak toriba, matau toriba say. Say subject say. Sina oy duneba. Actor oy duneba. Maramdi subject is active oire. Active oire mina ikona active voice ana haira ko. Voice habi khonjel laidana ko kuhai magi mongje. Sineba. Aduga examples ikona haira gadi kudamoina haira bada I pluck a flower. I is subject niko. Pluck is verb ne. Aduga verb si action nebo. I pluck kanano aina nebo. He is I pluck a flower. I lay ma he have nebo. Adu I pluck. I is in action torne. Pluck torne. He was action nebo. Aduna si active voice niko. She plucks a flower. Mana lay ma he. Ma si nupi niko. She. And she is subject ni. Pluck si verb ni. Aduga verb si action ne. She sina mana action jita or mina actor or mina doer or mina. She is active voice ni. They plucked a flower. Plucked ed hapiko. Third form ne. They is makoi have ne. Makoi na lay ama he me. Kanana no hito makoi na. Kanano action to se. Kanano actor or se. Makoi sing do never. Makoi sing na actor or makoi sing na doer or cre. And makoi sing active or matau to rim niko. Aduna sisu active voice never. They plucked a flower. Makoi na lay ama he me. I never. Duga matang the D passive voice tamsi. The subject of a sentence is acted upon. Passive voice tadi hujik hariba subject sida act torpani ko. Subject ki matak sida act torpani action to torpani subject sina tobunate ko. Subject sina tobuni bu harigazu aikoina kuto du kena ba tarane. Adu wanida. The subject is passive. Maram the subject sina directly action si todrumne mangon the action torkum torabani na mise koina passive ena kawi. Example haribada a flower is plucked by me. A flower is plucked by me. Nasagi object waramba, nasagi flower laydo. Aina lay him me haibito hositi. Lay ama aina he me and higher. Me nasagi a subject waramba is a hositi can oigrena. Object oigrev. Aduna subject sita karingumba acted upon oigrevko. Direct man action zi hundred. Si passive voice ko. A flower was plucked by me. A flower is plucked by me. A flower was plucked by me. See. Lay ama aina he me. Aina lay ama he me. Kenadra. They quasi-passive. Active in form, passive in sense. Magi forms the active weba. Aduga sense dana passive weba. Siya ko na quasi-passive na kang neba. Forms dana active weba. Aduga magi sense dana passive weba. Siya ko na quasi-passive na kang neba. Example harabada. The mango smells sweet. Kenozi, hinozi, magi hinogi manamzi tumi hamniko. Hinogi manamzi kuna taab kanda. Tumani and kangbo. Aduna, hino manamzi tumi. The mango smells sweet. The goat is milking. Si ani magse kuna quasi passive na kang na maramdi. Magi forms the active weba. Aduga Manipuri ba sense di passive weba. Aduna niko. Simple. Gyan tarangani kali. Gyan sutagani. Kasi ang Luba na tiko. Aduna ikoy na matanggi siti kari tamgani haibakanda ikoy na sige matang sita tambakanda rule khara yamna maru eko rule yaudragadi kan to bunga mo haidi grammar haibasi maths kumani angka kumani rule yaudragadi grammar ke su hayu habi arwe aduna ikoy sige matang sita lesson ki matang sita rule khara titamsi active into passive active sina passive to all kanda kari kari rule lege haibase Rule number 1, object of the verb becomes subject of the verb. Verb sigi object se verb to the subject verb to the subject olakane. Object of the verb becomes subject of the verb. Verb ki object se verb ki subject olakani sinde. Example yang khangani ko. I pluck a flower. Ngasai ki example to ni I is subject ni aduga flower is object ne. Adu ikona passive voice to on bakanda a flower is plucked by me hydro. Ngasai ki object se flower object se subject oladra. A flower is plucked by me haramina. Aduni yengo amko mun yengo I subject pluck a flower object. A flower subject is plucked by me. Aduna subject to kari wala ke to khangi ko. The subject of the verb becomes the object. Aduga verb to the subject na object ola es ne. Example yang si active ta I pluck a flower. Aina same example peer sino ina gyan ta ba tu yamna loction ba tu nab ni ko. I pluck a flower. Samai ko. I subject like re, flower object like re. Aduga passive ta a flower is plucked by me. Object I turns into me. Ko. The subject of the verb becomes the object. Subject of the verb. I becomes the object. Me. A flower is plucked by me. Saigi subject to kidore me to yung object on radra turns into me. Saigi I to me on give one ko. Aduna the subject of the verb becomes the us object. Verb ki subject se object on kre. Note yung ko. The object is generally preceded by the preposition by. Object sigi mamang da ko. Preposition by habisina anamba matam da su sum kano tawi ko for follow tawi ko by si yarong neba. Haziki object ki mamang jita by si dum hapnei ko generally ko hap tab sulai adabu adum hapnei. The main verb is changed into the past participle form preceded by the correct to be verb. Rule number 3 da the main verb se. Main verb se kedore magi past participle da on to eva. Past participle form da on to e aduga sigi mamang da kari lagi have kanda. To be verb se is mr gana tamiko to be verb se. To be verb ki correct form do si nagani aduga hazik hariba past participles gi mamang da hapom dine. Example yang si I pluck a flower. Ko. I is subject like pluck to main verb niko. A flower is plucked by me. A flower is said to be verb niko. To be here is said to be verb never. Correct form niko sige sentence ki matungina. A flower si kano third person singular. Third person singular ni na ikon is seasoner neba. Singular gi ko is. Asi to be verb ko weba. Adagi plucked hire to. Plucked. Sina past participle go. Asai pluck ed out de ko. Past participle the ed out aduga by me. Me is the object se. Sige mamang the by and happy si. Rule the yauri ni. The rule number 4 da. In case of some verbs with two objects, either of the objects' personal object preferred is changed into the subject and the other remains. See. Karigumba verb karada object ani yaramagadi kadore. Either of the objects object ani dugi marakta ikuna preferable or was a personal object nebako. See subject on kraneva change into the subject. Aduga atopaduna adum lehora never remains or retains go. In case of verbs with two objects, object ani yaw verb today, either of the objects ani dugi marakta preferably personal object. Personal object sina prefer to we aduga maji kidore subject all ani amaduna remain to never lehora never. Leho by the atum zaman adum lay ni hamniko. Example yang si kutam. The professor gave the students the books. Professor duna satra sing duda lyric mayam to p hamniko lyric sing to p. The professor gave the students say personal indirect object never students. The professor the books in the direct object never. The professor gave the books to the students. How we inatra. The professor gave the students say indirect object personal erko. Aduga direct object na bukana passive yang bukanda books in direct object ni aduga passive taken on bukanda the students were given the books by the professor. The students uruba the students be ko were given the books remains. It's like the students personal to subject all adra. The students subject all aduga the books. It's like books ama indirect ama direct object to remain to record retain to record. Aduga by the professor rule gimatu. Direct speech haibadi reporting by quoting one's actual words. Kanagumba mana hai kibuwa natraga hai buwa se. Straight when a director hai tare mana hai budu makchap mana na quoting toba. Ibako. Sineba reporting by quoting one's actual words as direct speech as direct haibo haisina dum ko gyan ta haleko adugo indirect speech haibadi reporting without quoting one's exact words mi duna haibadum natabida haib tarina kitang koi thoga natraga te tayu hayu ta khara hapchilaga haibdo quote dunia bai kona indirect speech haris example khara yengsi Tomba says I am good as Tomba says I am good as direct niko Tomba says that he is good sin indirect speech ni koi kari karang rule nong khar tamsiko direct speech is put within inverted commas direct speech ama ibakanda inverted commas ki manung da irang ane inverted commas ai sidadum screens dadum ire no ureko aduga a comma is used after reporting verb si loraga comma ama amuka hap kane aba Tomba says harga says ki matungda comma ama hapiko aduni haris a comma is used after reporting verb haris aduniko the first letter of the direct speech is a capital letter direct speech ki ahanba magi wahi sigi first letter se capital letter amana hogane hodabi ade ko adu hodragadi lale rules to change direct speech to indirect speech direct speech tagin indirect speech ta on thokpada darkar leiba rule khara tamsiko ahanba rule da linker before the indirect speech linker ma hap kaneba indirect speech ki hek mamangs da linker ma hap kaneba Tomba says that he is good ngasai ko tam give example de ko Tomba says that haise sine linker haise koina iba kan da that si nei ko du ngang da anam matam da that si na de ngang da direct dum haiba Tomba says he is good haina dum haiba ko that si hap deba du iba da di hap darkar lei rule gi matung ina ko 2 pronounce change according to sense example Tomba is changed to he then I can pronounce ki wahi mayam de ko na mana purba sense to ki matungina ko na change to ko nupa wargana nupa gi he hana change to ba nupi gi wargana she hana change to ba adugumba se ko na munyeng sin ba ma darkar lei sense to yeng de ba deba reporting verb in the past tense makes the following changes direct to indirect change to kanda magi reporting verb ta lakpa ahongo mayam do past tense to ko du mayam do ni tambisi present indefinite na past indefinite on du never present continuous na past continuous on du ni present perfect continuous na past perfect continuous the on du never adu sigi port mayam di noina nasana khangjaramani present indefinite present continuous present perfect have sing bas din sana tum khangamani si khangdragadi si ki tongan ba tenses ki matang da param tam darkar lei adu bu narration ki matang yo bai si tense ki matang da noi soidin khangbam thoi ko adu khangdragadi kesu si ki thabak si tawunga moi si ki problem si solve tawunga moi past indefinite present imperfect and past perfect to past perfect past indefinite ne present perfect ne adu past perfect ne moi humza past perfect on du ni ko past continuous to past perfect continuous duga past continuous oram taragadi past perfect continuous to ondu future gi shall or will ze future gi should or would past niko should or would tam ondu ni future gi shall or will ze future gi should or would to ondu ni si mayam ji khangjan da ba ya de ko verb ki magi forms to first form second form third form do pajana pasalo khangjalo du yaw do yar ko change in time and place now ze then the only doing past the kanda ko direct to kanda ago say before and hiding today said that day hiding tonight that night tomorrow the next day yesterday the previous day last night the previous night here there hence tense this that these those thus that way thus so come go not always go si zu khang da ba ya de change to kan si mayam si naram dra ba dum to tum ya dra have the mark su pang roi iram yu du la le hana lo ba re only by one word have dar wai am khak na no gi answer du lan du ni ba aduna si gi change in time and place se si loi ba to ira live ni da si nga just 2 minutes pa da dum yam line khang rani aduna si mayam si no to shalo aduga patang ging shalo ko it have ways unchanged never ma change that haina kai kai on top ya deba it haina dum lai dini ko change tawno. If the speech is reported during the same period of place, the changes do not occur. Haigiba change mayam se karigumba aikoina matam sap manabagi maramda aikoina kano tawragadi report tawragadi change tawreba natrana mafam sap manabagi matangda report tawragadi change tawreba ko. Example, Tomba will visit our village today. Tomba na ngasi aikoi kunda visit tawrkani lakani kuirkani hamni ko. Adu he says that Tomba will visit their village today. Adum hainyo change tawreba today later. The tense of the verb of the direct speech is not changed if the reporting verb is in the present or future. Kaigumba reporting verb si present natrang future or agati magi verb to tense. Kaisu change tawreba. Tomba says I am well. Tomba says I am well. Tomba says that he is well at the mahiniko. Magi tense to hong deko. Chamane animal present tense tadum present later ko. Kaimda hong balay tiaba. Aduni no yakshin to si. Because sigi rule me amji Phajana khangelo si khangdabu sunga yadabni match kumaniko. No change of tense is required in case of a habitual truth or eternal truth. Habitual truth natragana eternal truth tadi ahong balay reba. Nganthoi said the earth revolves around the sun. The earth revolves around the sun hai dum sung magalay ramne sung hong roi da bhaitar. Prithvi je khoi gi numit ke koi bda lay habse sung manatro. Magi ahong balay reba haibdi si adum sung madum lay ram natra. Aduga Ate habitual loy by koina nungti chang nine to tabuk lay ko morning walk kumba sigumba change to my habitual truth to them change to them lay ko. Antoy says that the earth revolves around the sun. Antoy na hai mududi kogi prithvi se nimit ke koi bida chatli hai niko khangzelo. There are no changes for must, ought to, and should. However, should often changes to would and must to had to. Aduga must have wahiza. Siga ought to have ga should have siga way homes and I'm gonna change to one day ko. Adubu wo kanoza should say would that change to level. Aduga must do not had to kan high name ko. Example am harabata Ngantoi said we must go. Ngantoi said that they must go. Natragana they had to go. High name. Magi change ko. Must go. Natragana had to go. Animadum chumiko. Say is used where there is no object. Object like the say hensi naganeva. Aduga object like ragadi tel hensi naganeva. Tell telco. Karigumba object yaudragadi say sinagani. Aduga object yauragadi tel sinagani. Simasu yam confusing or banoid confuse dum where galaiba ponico. Me mayam confuse my neighbor. Kaya say adum harle but natragana kuding maki sentence kuding maki tell adum hayko adu sum devko. Before that, told him or told me is used for said to him or me. That kimamangda told him natraga told me have waising se said to him or said to me have gimota sizinagani adum na khangzelo maramdi said to him said to me adum harle gani change to bida si khangzela layu mind ko. Narration of interrogative sentences. Say, tell, etc. are changed into ask, inquire, want to know, etc. Say gumba, tell gumba se. Say. Interrogative sentence study interrogative sentence have the wahang hangba question sentencing se. Moi the say ga tell se. Ask, inquire, want to know, haina hongi ko. Where, why, how, haveness jingba. WH questions sing siti atum lagi neba. Moi je hapadum happy tamang ko. If natragana whether se. Sizinagani WH questions natragadi ko. They atopa question or magati. If or whether is in whenever. Aduga lora pukanda interrogative mark ki mahuta full stop on tambiramo. Interrogative mark adam tamamagadi landuiniko. If shall begins, would is used. Shall na horagadi would na sinarkani. Aduga should na retain tawar thamani karigumba. Hosika harba sentence na duty Mathou gi gumba imply tawragadi ko. Dum should chedum tambiramo whenever sinar whenever. Ngantoi said to me, shall I do dishes? Dishes to was duty niko. Aduna Ngantoi asked me if she should do the dishes. Ngantoi asked me if she should do the dishes. If she should do the dishes. Them retain our tamiko. Should them have level. Had shall do should or is go pasta. Duty. So narration of imperative sentence to horisi. Rule number 1 da. Reporting verbs become order, request, advice, tell, ask, etc. according to the sense. Sense to matungina ko na order natra request la advice la haibdo ikona loina khangani ko aduna adugi matungina mogi reporting verbs to ikona sinbira maneba aduga rule number 2 da imperative mood changes to infinitive imperative mood or amdo ikona infinitive mood on to neba do is used before the main verb as infinitive to de ko khangi dena ko to do ko to plug to go to die the mana mamang the main verb ki mamang the two hap to khangi ko noiso example am yang say he begged his teacher to pardon him to pardon as imperative infinitive na tra dunya has sidi kitang ubda kitang nuara moroi ko for negative imperative not is used before the infinitive aduga karigumba negative imperative oragadi not not har wahize infinitive to ki mamang da hapchalanganeba natragana forbid prohibit etc. may be used instead of not. Not ki mahuta kana forbid haiba wahizi si narambiyai natraga prohibit haibase si hapamasu haibako. Example, Daddy advised me not to play in the rain. Daddy forbade me to play in the rain. Same ko. Sama ba. Tuga, rule number 4 da. Request or ask to be kind enough, kindly, or politely, etc. used in place of please, sir, etc. Karigumba direct speech da please kumbu yarmba natrang sir gumba harmaba ko kuna sina du request natraga ask to be kind enough natraga kindly politely hai wahing ja hapong man ko example yang si Tomba requested me to close the window ko Tomba requested me to close the window request sina ko adune rule number 5 da tell or ask may be used when other request advice etc are not clearly expressed karigumba other natraga request natraga advice se Phajana when expressed on the kuna gyan taw ngam draba si kaino habse pjan khang draba du targati tell natraga ask se am safe when sin ramov ko direct clear way pot di sana dum khangane to clear way dragadi am safe when tell or ask is am sin ramov ko oza gyan tabo za de dum si summe dum haine ba kara khangbo jana diko khangdo na di khang drenoi lai ba ki matung leko example Tomba said to Chauba don't do it again not clear natra Tomba told or asked Chauba not to do it again and simply smana told natra ask se sinner moneva yan tai ko maniyang rule number 6 ta when let in the direct speech expresses a proposal or suggestion karungba let have wise let let se direct speech la masina proposal natraga suggestion am ormaba proposal have khangi ko suggestion have khangi ko adu oram taraga de koina let ki mahuta should have in direct speech to the should harang maneva aduga reporting verb to koina propose natraga suggest haina on birang maneva propose or suggest haina ko aduga imperative form do aduna assertive form do on ganeva linker am hapsilaga that have a linkers hapsilaga maneva imperative form do assertive olongani linker hap am hapsilaga that have a linker do hapsilaga ko example yang say Ngantoi said to her friends, let us have a birthday party. Proposal natra sa. Birthday party Mathou say kan harisi proposal ne natra. Natra gana suggestion makalam ne. Aduna Ngantoi proposed or suggested to her friends that they should have a birthday party. Ngantoi proposed or suggested to her friends that they should have a birthday party. Yamna na hai ko. Muna kangilu formula na lo ina maglahan maniko. Rule number 7 da. When let does not express a proposal, it is changed into might or might be allowed to. Do karigumba let have wahisi sinas proposal oidraba. Man express the resi proposal oidraba. Adu itaraga di mase koina might natraga might be allowed to and onto kaneva. Aduga atay mapung karada di sense tugi matungina koina on ganeva atay wahide ko. Example yang say Sauba said let me come in. Sauber requested that he might be allowed to come in. Mataki rule de yang liao ko. He might be allowed to come in. Rule number 8. Must is not normally changed in indirect speech. Must have wise the normally changed wagande ko change the wandeva. Example, Tomba said to Chauba, you must leave. Tomba told Chauba that he must leave. Change the ko. Narration of optative sentence. Reporting verbs in optative sentences are changed into wish. Optative ki sentencing the reporting verbs in say kuna kari the only have kanda wish, pray, desire, long for, yearn for, have a single way sing say. See the one token ever. Optative form is changed into assertive form with the linker dad. The optative form is so kuna assertive form the one token ever ko linker dad have say hapsulaga. Example of me see Tomba said, may his soul rest in peace. Tomba prayed that his soul might rest in peace. We go. Rugi matuina loy torokti was mana. Narration of exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence na indirect speech on bagini ko. The reporting verb is changed into exclaiming or exclaim with grief. Explain in grief, explain in joy, explain in which joy, explain in wonder, explain with wonder, etc. to the sense of Allah's hooray, etc. When exclamatory sentencing yang bata Allah's hooray, oof, kari wahay am ka pu, fai gan mayam later. Adu sing dugi sense dugi adu sing dugi art do ikon khangagadi karamba wahay no kari haning ino loy khanganeba. Aduna adugi sense tugi matungi na ikoina hauzik matakta high grab exclaiming or exclaim with grief, joy, wonder, etc. is happening ko. If you are not sure of the nature of exclamation, use cry out or exclaim only. Kagamo sure oi dragati ko. Kari hari no have to sure oi dragati cry out or exclaim have to kaktang sinova. Masagi to mana safe play have to. Other forms of reporting verbs are swear, shout, upload, etc. Duga te form mayamama reporting verb ki form mayamam leko. Shout kinda, swear kinda, upload kinda, labor. The exclamatory sentence turns into a sentence and the linker that is used. Someone that have a linker satum sineko. Exclamatory sentence no olopukanda ko. If it begins with what or how to denote extreme emotion, it becomes great or very according to sense. Karigumba what natragana how gumana hauraga ko. Dumana pungwe busi amna emotion jam kan by emotion or gade kuina great natraga very gumba sense to gimatungina senior maneba. Normally ko great is placed before a noun and very before an adjective. Aduna great have wise kuina noun gi mamang the happy aduga very have wise na adjective ki mamang the happy. Adu maning singo ko de. Example yang say Tomba said what a nice flower it is. Tomba exclaimed in wonder that it was a very nice flower. Tomba exclaimed in wonder that it was a very nice flower. Chauba wished him happy Yaosheng. Chauba wished him happy Yaosheng. Indirect speech Nico. Help, help, shouted Kaiku. Kaiku shouted for help. I never. Gentaiko. I'm live nida formula kangagati. Narration of vocatives. In converting vocatives, we use politely. Vocatives in indirect speech the on mukanda de consistency politely have gumba. Asked have gumba. Affectionately asked, politely asked, told, addressing, etc. According to sense, to kimatungin at minor sinaganiko. The addressing of wise yana time mamang yam sin remember. Id hana mamang the hatar. Was the addressing the casina table. Last option when at the yam to sin of kanda addressing the scene. Example, the class teacher said, keep silent, my dear students. The class teacher affectionately asked the students to keep silent. And the class teacher affectionately asked the students to keep silent. Narration of question tags. For affirmative sentence with negative question tag, expecting the answer yes is used. Karigumba affirmative sentence amada magi question text in negative oina dum hairangmaniko, negative yorangmaniko. Adugumbada ikoina either indirect speech the on bukanda expecting the answer yes hageneva. Ko aduga negative statement amada affirmative question take mo yorangmaniko. Adudana indirect speech on bukanda expecting the answer no haineva. Example siyong Tomba said to her, you can speak Manipuri, can't you? Can't you? You can speak Manipuri has affirmative sentence niko. Do can't you has the negative wordra. Adu sigidi rule gimatungina expecting the answer yes. Tomba asked her if she could speak Manipuri. Zauba said he will not run away. He will not run away has the negative word sentence niba. Do affirmative question take ko. Will he have the rule gimatungina expecting the answer no. Jauba asked if he would run away. Lidro. Mixed sentence ta yengze. When sentences of the same kind occur consecutively in the direct speech, the reporting verb becomes common. Karigumba sentencing se same kind chap manaba sentence makhal da ko mathang manau na consecutively direct speech da thoba adoi target reporting verb se chap manara ne ba common or ne mabani makki sentence ani du makki reporting verb se same one sinaba chap manana ko aduga howjiki reporting verb se only one scene agane amutang scene agane in direct speech ta common one scene agramina manabni na magi sentence style do kind do manamni na common one amukatang scene agrane ba aduga howjiki sentence ani se natraga home se ikona linker n have to na link tawramane ko example yengsi Rani said to him, "Who are you? What do you want?" Nang kanano nang karipami hangineba. Rani asked him who he was and what he wanted. Sentence ani to n mayay hapsilagata question ani to connect over dra. Dunya haisi. Rani asked him who he was and what he wanted. Connection tak torloshin krebo. Yam line ako. Then added that, further said that, also said that. I also use this connective device. Haiba waising sa. Added that haigumba, further said that haigumba, natrana also said that haigumba waising sa. Sisu connective oina sina baya bang sagi end domain ko. Example yango. Gita said to her friend, "What time is it? My watch has stopped." Pung matam gatarge, pung gatarge ki gari silep kre hai ne bagitana. The Gita asked her what time it was and added that her watch had stopped and further said that harisuaiko. Mayam si Geranize gano. Form of the verb ending in ing. Verb ki form wait dineba. Aduga aroi besida ing si yaw dineba. Ing yaw do biadiko. Ing yaw dini and having the force of a noun ki force di yaw ba. Aduga verb ki force yaw ba. And a verb harisiko. A noun and verb combined. Noun ka verb ka combined torga semai ne. Read as example to go. Ing hapsilaga reading. Read, reading. Read, reading. Sentence in higher reading is a good brain exercise. Reading is a good brain exercise. Present participle plus ing form of the verb. Present participle kangiko mea. First form of the verb to kangiko. Ado to the ing tapsin maneba. Wahi amarom da sumon thog haibi wani no hena gyan tana buko. Present participle plus ing form of the verb has. Adding ing to the verb have never. Examples read plus ing or itaragadi reading. Love plus ing laughing. Has mo gi season abam du suleko. Season abu du soiragadi verb oina pura verb when sina kineba. Adu itaragadi gerund or rebko. Aduna sina bagi magi sentence to see yenga dum kangbiu. Use of the gerund. Gerund ki sina bam se kangjelo. Subject of a verb. Verb ki subject when sina ba. Example, sleeping is the best form of rest. Tumbazina kwaadiki phaba rest form maneba. Is se kano netra verb netra. Adu itargadi verb ki mamangda lay subject netra. Sleeping haisi subject wa ladra. Sleeping is the best form of rest haisi. Dagi number 2 da object of a verb. Verb ki object when su sina ba. Verb ki subject kak natana object when su sina ba. Tomba enjoyed dancing in the rain. Tomba enjoyed haisi kanon verb niko. Dancing haisi na gerund ni. Adu itargasu gerund je koina object of the verb when sina ba abnina verb si object dancing zu heleba. Ko enjoyed dancing haisi. Tomba enjoyed dancing in the rain. Aduna object of a verb when sina ba ko. Ya ba. Adagi di 3 da complement of verb. Complement of a verb have niko. Verb ki complement when sina ba ai complement of a verb have diko. What he likes best is eating. Like similare natra. Indirect object natragna direct object one niko hire bese complement haise. Verb to complete the hunmudo. Aduni haise. Simple example ma yang say what he likes best is eating. Is ki matang da eating sina complete hela sentence sinatra. Is have a verb ni verb si matung da kaim leram dragadi sentence complete hoy deba. Eating se complement of the verb da natra. Gerund never ko. Dagi for the object of a preposition. Preposition have sinoi kangi natra. Of kumba, at kumba, on kumba, sumbasi preposition haina kangnai ko. Example, Thoiba is fond of reading. Of sik preposition natra. Adu ay targati of ki matang da laibasi reading neba. Adu ay targati reading's object oina kuna laweba. Adu na object of a preposition haisi. Thoiba is fond of reading. Ko reading ghost stories but ki wari pa ba ma yam pam sei have kum ni ko aduga fifth and last ta as a compound noun oina su season ba ba walking stick haisi ko gi set pa the season ba sei do aduna walking to the season ba sei do ko na walking stick haina khangne ba ko aduna walking stick haisi compound noun ne ba aduna mahak se hazik hari ba pot si zeranzi compound noun oina su season ba yai have ne ba Zeren and infinitive may be used in sentences without any special difference in meaning. Zeren ga infinitive kasi. Makoi je koina magi formation do man nabnina makoi art si ken ken da nadum si na bayai have niko. For example kari yang si infinitive ta to dance is a good exercise. To dance has infinitive ni natra. Verb ki manga tu dum yaw ni infinitive ki di to dance has infinitive ni and to dance is a good exercise. Hai se. Dagi dancing is a good exercise. It's zero no na sina record. Dancing is a good exercise. Adagi infinitive that to walk is good for health. To walk has infinitive never. Adagi walking is good for health. Moise artha loin manai ko. Sige sentence marizi artha kaim iken kenaba kaim leite ko. Aduga moise animak adum sina bayai natra. Aduni haisi moi ken kenada sina bayai haisi aduni. Matang jide infinitive ki matang dani. The most common is the to do form of the verb. To do form of the verb se. Sina kwaidagi common noiba infinitive never. I want to sing. I want to sing. To sing has infinitive never ko. Verb to gi mamang the to happen never. Adubu there are infinitives without to. To yauduba infinitive su leba. At, in or into, and on or onto. In means inside only. In havidi manung ka koibdo. Inside has. At could mean inside or in the grounds or just outside. At har magati manung do oibasu yai, ground do oibasu yai, mapan do oibasu yai. Ko adu munna khangjilu sentence sam sem kanda adu khangda ya dabni. We can be in or at the sea. Koina sea gi matang da haib kanda ko. In the sea har bi ai, at the sea har bi ai. At the river or in a river. At the lake, in the lake. In the swimming pool, at the swimming pool, etc. ko. Silo habi ai. In here means actually in the water. Kaigumba in haramagadi in the sea natraga in a river in the lake haramagadi sing manung da laibitu odineba. Ko. At the sea or river, lake, etc. means near or beside the sea. Aduna at the sea natraga river natraga lake kum haramagadi manakta habeneba. Near ko natraga beside the sea. Yantai ko. But at sea haramagana da yauda bida ko at sea haramagadi ship amata jahaz amata lai hai gumaneba. But at sea means on a ship harjiko. In and into. In ga into ga khangelo lana sinar kani khangra ga diko. Ya maru webni ko. In as shown above indicates position. Koina sai mamangda tamgribo meando. In gi matangda. Aduna indicator is position neba ai mapam duni ko. Into indicates movement or entrance. Into haramagadi satpa lengba sungba panba magi movement khadi layer neba. Natraga entrance changba khotpado. Example, pour the water into the jug. Sing the jug manungda. Haizillo haineba. Pour the water in the jug haireb ko. Sidadi in se narweba. Into movements. Maram di sing do jug the sangini natra. Jug the haizillo neba. Adun movement do layunina into han se naganeba. Thieves broke into my house. Haiz ay yum manungda. Huran ba sing do sangzila ay haizilay. Hairi neba natra. Aduna magi movement do layunina into my house. Haiz in my house haireb. Into my house. With the verb put, however, either in or into can be used. Karigumba verb put siyar magadi either in natraga into animak sina bayaiba. Ani di marakta madum sina bayai ko in natraga into do. Karigumba put yar magadi. Example yang si Tomba put his hands in or into his pocket. Tomba na magi makutu pikaw da hapa mi haine ko. In or into his pocket haina sina bayaiba. In can also be an adverb. In is adverb when sina bayaiba ko. Come in has enter. Sang o haine. Get in has isu car gumbagi manung ko into the car has adun masi adverb when sinab siai khangjilu ya maru webni English ngang da sum ngang na ko I bada or sungang do su sum na ba sigumba minute details masa khang yam darka leba. On or onto. On can be used for both position and movement. On have say position na di mai mapum tak tu natra position do natrang na movement leng khotpagi ani mukta sinaba yai sinida. Example, Tomba sat on his chair. Tomba na magi so gridu da pamami. Snow fell on the hills. Snow kangi ko undo. Undo na sing da tarmi hai neba sing da tarmi. My name is on the wall. ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯐꯛꯂꯥꯡꯗ ꯂꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ movement ꯇꯧꯗꯕ on the wall ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ movement ꯂꯩꯇꯦꯀꯣ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕꯁꯦ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ fell on the hills ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯇꯥꯕꯗꯨꯗꯤ movement ꯂꯩꯗꯅ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯌꯥꯏꯕ onto can be used chiefly of people and animals onto ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯒꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ peopleꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯁꯥꯒꯨꯝꯕꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕꯀꯣ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯐꯝꯁꯤꯗ mainly ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯦꯅꯦ chiefly ꯀꯣ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯩꯕ when there is movement involving a change of level ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯂꯦꯡꯕ ꯈꯣꯠꯄꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯒꯗꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯂꯦꯚꯦꯜꯗꯨꯁꯨ ꯍꯣꯡꯒꯗꯕꯀꯣ example ꯌꯦꯡꯕꯗ ꯒ꯭ꯌꯥꯟ ꯇꯥꯒꯅꯤ we climbed onto their roofs ꯃꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯌꯨꯝꯗꯣꯟ ꯃꯊꯛꯇꯨꯗ ꯀꯥꯔꯝꯃꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯦꯕ ꯁꯤ movement ꯂꯩꯀꯣ the roofs ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ ꯂꯦꯚꯦꯜꯁꯨ change ꯇꯧꯗ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯑꯗꯨꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯤ we climb onto the roofs when there is movement involving a change of level ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯔꯊ ꯑꯗꯨꯅꯤꯀꯣ we lifted him onto the table ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯃꯥ ꯇꯦꯕꯜ ꯃꯊꯛꯇꯨꯗ ꯊꯥꯡꯒꯠꯂꯝꯃꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯦꯕ ꯁꯤꯁꯨ movement ꯂꯩ onto the table nina sisu kanosu leiko magi level du change to wiko on can also be an adverb on the adverb when busu yaba go on come on haise animaxi minus sin busu yaba ko munna khangjilu mafam natraga jaga takpada sijenaba examples sing hargati above along around at below over up down near on under etc ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯁꯤꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯖꯒꯥ ꯇꯥꯛꯄꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯕꯅꯤꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯇꯥꯛꯄꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ on date and days ꯀꯨꯝꯕꯀꯣ ꯇꯥꯔꯤꯛꯀꯨꯝꯕ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠꯀꯨꯝꯕꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯇꯣꯝꯕ married on the 5th of May 2005 ꯇꯣꯝꯕꯅ 2005ꯀꯤ ꯃꯦ ꯇꯥꯔꯤꯛ 5ꯗ ꯂꯨꯍꯣꯡꯈꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤ I'll come on Thursday ꯑꯩ Thursday ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠꯇ ꯁꯒꯣꯜꯁꯦꯟ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠꯇ ꯂꯥꯛꯀꯅꯤ The meeting will be held on date 10 meeting ado unabagi thabak ato meeting do tarik 10 da pangthuagani haibani ko anu sida on niko on si matam takpada sizinaba mainly date and days da sinagadab ko date ka days ka khang ko adu sina duineba sigi on se on gi atai sizinabam di nakhoi loina makhangani aduna ni aina khangbado hydris ko sina khara important oi ba haidare ado atai on gi mayamam se laiko on the table kari karang hai ba mayamam le tudi khangamani yaur pasu yai dum taminasi in months seasons year etc in nazina months seasons sadi pantha man nai di tha dum nako year sahi sigumba sing da sinam ni ko ado atai sinabam su on gumna dum laiko important oi khar tampe one plop have di adam ni video ma chance da ko I'll visit you in the month of May gi tha du da ai na koi da kwer kani bu hars ko Many flowers bloom in the spring season. Basantagi season sida pantha sida lai mayam ama pumi harne. Many flowers bloom in the spring season. In the spring season. He died in the year 2000. 2000 is a hit to dama siki harine. Aduna in gi months seasons year to kokokano matang the at sab saba matam matakpo. At daise. Atai sinabam lai dum kaniko. The meeting will be held at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. da pung ani nungtin gi pung ani da sab sabi da hogani matam sab sab takpo. The meeting will be held at 2 p.m. I'll meet you at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. da ai nangbu thengnagani unagani hairne adu waitargati sab sab matam ni adugi mamang da oiraroi adugi matung da su oiraroi natra 7 a.m. da sab sabi da unagani haibni ko aduna 8 ki sab sab matam haibasima ningsingo yamna maru oire adumako to ningsinga gadi atai sentence sem da khara layer kaneba adu examples in du da mingselo since haibu haise si kadai da sina gi haib si yengsi sab saba matam amadagi hozik fauba hana matam sab sabam dagi hozik fauba tawduna lakpado adugumba pot sentence da dum sinaiba since ko I have been working here since 2009 2009 dagi hozik fauba mapam sida ai surak i tawr i tabak tawr i haineba ai tabak surak i natra tabak tawr i ko sai myam mapam da tabak sudun la i haigumane since haibu wa yarmisiko 2009 dagi hozik fauba sida tabak suri He has been crying since morning. Mahak ayuk tagi hozik pauba kapak I kaptuna leiriko leptriba kapuk tam leiriko. He has been crying since morning. He has been crying since morning. Alda ayuk tagi mahus po kapai haine. Forgi. Karigumba sab saba matam khara. Karigumba sab saba matam khara da sizinaba. I'll be here for 5 days. Ai mapam sida numit mangani laigani haniko. Sida di iwa da soy krema takka kena tobo iniko. Sumba soy balai sai type torga am tuna type tawgim ninako. Sumba soy badam lai ko. Aduna I'll be here for 5 days. Idea ai mapam sida numit mangani laiki gani haniko. Adu kangjelo. Sab sabi matam khara sab saba matam khara haibisam khangzilo yam maru ore atai sina bam adum lai I'll work here for 5 days ai sida numit mangani thabak sugani I'll work here for 5 days ai sida numit mangani thabak sugani sab sabi matam khara ko ata 4 gi atai su I'll work for him hairjini for example ko ai magi damak thabak sugani han I'll work for him hargati ko ai na pirijina limited oina khara noida important oina noina kaya khanjilu do port ki haimni ko hana yam phajana khangra port di video 10 manina loi hadok trasu yare na dugi khara maru web do haibi one ago hauzik tagina sab saba hau khraba matam ama ago haibadi hauzik tagina sab saba hau khraba matam ama haiba he left me 10 years ago sahi taragi mamang da ko ai mana tadok pirame haibni ko he had an accident 10 years ago sahi taragi mamang da ma accident ama nangki accident ama thengna ki hairne ba many years ago sahi amaya mamaki mamang da many years ago hau khraba matam do hau khraba matam da sina dawni ago haris ko tai dati kya sina bham laiti ko aduma khangjalo yam maru ore during adugi matam manungda ko matam manungda I work here during the rule of King Khagemba ningthau Khagemba gi lengak manungda ai sida thabak suki mana rule tawring ida mana lengak tawring ida lengak pairing ai manungdo adugi manungda marak da ai thabak sida magi mafam sida suru si mafam se surami haine ba adugi manungda ko I swim every day during the summer kalen manung dai nung tigi iroizai khain ko swimming do kalen manung sida ai nung tigi iroizai habni before mamangi matam before hadi mamang haidana ko before mamangi matam he left the cinema hall before it started cinema hall adu ma cinema holdring idagi thado mi haine ma cinema hall si cinema holdring aida natraga mamang da satkre thadokre holdring aida natraga mamang da satkre thadokre mafam du thado satkre hamni ko cinema do holdring da aduna ni before has matam takpagi anamana matam takpagi oina sinam ne kuin side gi haris ko atai sina bom yam lei adu oitar gasu anamana matam takpagi oina tamane bang sigis ko what did you do before I reached here aina sida yautringai da natraga yautringai mamang da nang kari tawrambage what did you do before I reached here aina sida yautringai da natraga yautringai mamang da nang kari tawrambage after tungi matam asaina mamangi matam sina tungi matam after let's meet after the show loeraga natraga show loeraba matungda ibani unasi show loeraga harsu matungda harsu samai ko animak hajila boda dum yayo ko I was in coma just after the accident hek thokiba matungda I coma da laithi coma haidi haiba ngang ba kaim ta da bida mid nong ushalaga ko mid uidraga su panga su kaim ta koin haiba khot da reaction kaim pi da ba asibaga chap manana leiba brain dead ki mong da ko ekta kanu torga wanda harga dum leng da bida tumin na leiki do gyan men ta da bida gyan men ta da bida leiki do aduni coma harji ko I was in coma just after the accident gi matungda ko until matam du fauba don't come here until I call you aina kortrigai sida lakno aina kortrigai ko sida lakno mi atina ko ba ke amta tabiya de ko mi na ko tabiya de mi aman harazu prime minister harazu kan amta mawalo de aina kortrigai sida lakno don't move until I tell you samani ko aina hartrigai nang lengno haina don't move until I tell you aina hartrigai do hadi matam haiba 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. ayuki pung manga dagi taret phauba from adugi matam dagi ko from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. 9 a.m. dagi 2 p.m. phauba from the ko adugi matam dagi am lai ko khangani ko by adugi matam dagi thengdadana by adugi matam dagi thengdada bida ko you should reach here by 9 a.m. sharp sida ayuki pung mapan chapsana yorkadabani adugi kano dadi mamangda la kezu yadi ko adubu adagi hena thengdi yadre sharp haragadi chapchabin ko the meeting will be started by 10:30 a.m. meeting du pung tara makhai da hogani by 10:30 a.m. the meeting will be started by 10:30 a.m. meeting du pung tara makhai da hogani use of in into on onto at in means inside asagi matam gi dana taba sida to pam da tame ko sijumun nam ko tasalo in means inside only but at could mean inside or in the grounds or just outside in haibadi manung khak oiba adubu at na manung su oiramba yai mapansu or bayai natraga ground or basu yai haibani ko aduna mun khangjilo magi difference to ko it means inside only in haibdi manung kaktani it could mean inside or in the grounds or just outside manung doron bayai mapan doron bayai ground doron bayai it kidiko we can be in or at the sea a river lake swimming pool etc sida in haibdi ising manung da haibani ko sigi ko sida ising manung da haibani at the sea river or lake sigum haragati near or beside the sea manakta ko samudra sigi mapanda manakta adugumba sinaba at the sea haibdi samudra manakta haibani adubu at sea haradi jahaz kumbada lay haibani ko at sea gatang haragati jahaz kumbada layba aduga at the sea haragana mapanda manakta lay haibani ko inna position ta I into na lengba sangba gumba tai in haragati magi layfam do masaki manung kai ke habto layfam do aduni inna ta isi into haragati movement gar lay do ko lengba khotpa ma lay do position change to lay do ko example pour some water into the jug manung da ising kra hizelo ising kra hizen ba ising do manung da zer long kena to move to chat tuinatro sienda tuinatro aduni movement lay dana ko aduni da location home dro aduna ni into scenery ko put season argadi in or into anmak sinabai put haibu haidu yaramagadi ko put some water hargadi pour na tabi put haramagadi ko in na into animak adum sinabai example Tomba put his hands in or into his pocket mana in harmas summe put his hands into harmas yara in his pocket harmas yara animak summe in can also be an adverb adverb webs ya in ziko example come in have the enter hamni changu hamni get in the into the car get in gum hargana car gum manung sang bado come in hargana sangu have go get in hargana car gum sang bado adin hais on see position natraga movement animak ta sinabiyai position da su yai natraga magi movement da sinabiyai position ngasai gi in na position tak bado magi laifam manung hain ngasai gi tak laifam do aduga into hargana magi keno ngasai gi movement like bado adumaina location change to bado adubu on da di animak ta yai habni ko position change ta su yai location tak ta su yai position ta su yai tumbana mahaki sogri the famki snow fell on the hills sing the untarmi animak se movement ngang tani ko movement khar laitro location change to khar laitro maton dai tara ini location change to ni natra adumaina si movement da sina basu yaiba adagi my name is on the wall ai gi ming paglang da lay ba ming du di position kaim hong de ko paglang da dum lay re paglang du da lay hai si paglang gi matak tu da lay hai ne ba adudi position kaim hong de dum lay ga lay ram ni natra aduna on si position hong ba su sina ba yai aduga hong da bitha location natra position du ka tang tak ba su sina ba yai hai ne sagi in ga into gi du nata bida adugi sta nata bida ko sina animak bot ta yai hai ne on to see maruena mi amadi sa da seasonai makoina movement lay ba kan ko level hong kan da on to haise we climb onto the ropes aikoina yumdonda kaki mi natraga sa naman hydro aduna we climb onto the ropes aikoina yumdonda kaki happen natra aduna movement do lay ko sida ko movement lay adu yung salo we lifted the box onto the table aikoina box to table da thangat ki sisu movement lay tra box to makadala me kalo ade aikoina thang ding thangat tu ni matolom da natra movement lay tro aduni on si aikoina adverb oina su sinabu yai on harba wahai ngasai gi do adverb oina sinabu su example go on so haiba wahai se so zi conjunction ni ko so so haiba si ahan ba sentence ki result tu uning ba kan da sijine sentence ama irga sentence tu ki result do magi tholai ba result do adu uning ba kan da aikoina so zi sine ba ko I like apples so I eat every day ai sem pami aduna nungti gi chai gyan tai ko aduna maram aduna ai sem pami maram aduna ai sem du nungti gi chai sineba I like apples so I eat every day for for haibasisu conjunction ni for haibasi because ki mohta sijinaba yai for gi sinaba matai myamam se laiko the for gi sinaba na mana loi khangam mane the because oina sinaba yai habasi khangam dab se ko aduna because oina kamai sinagani habitu tamse I'll buy apples every day, for it is cheaper than grapes. I'll buy apples every day, for it is cheaper than grapes. I sem nungtigi laigani, maramdi masina angurdagi hongba heli. Maramdi because natra. Am laibani? Yet, yet kisu sinabam mayam laiko dubu sinabam mayam dugi marakta amatamsi loinamakti video machajda loina takpa yadamni ko important oiba amakak tamse ko yet haibasi karigumba pot amaga contrast chatpa haibadi kenaba yet naba ona tainabana chingbada sizinaba yai ko he studied very hard yet he failed mahak lairik kanna paki adum moinamak mahak fail oiraki adubu mahak fail oiraki yet he failed although adu oirsu although haibasi conjunction ni masi song tamsi although I loved him I didn't support him although I loved him I didn't support him aina mahakpu nungsiramagasu ai mahakpu support tawkhide nungsiramagasu adu oiragasu manadra aina mahakpu nungsiramagasu ai mahakpu support tawkhide although I loved him I didn't support him ai support tawkhide mahakpu while haibasisu sinabam mayam laiko adu maruoi bam tamse matamduda Tombi hit me while I was sleeping. Tombi na ai tumingai da tharaki. Aina tumingai da tombi na tharaki matamduda. Tumingai matamduda natra. Tombi hit me while I was sleeping. Pas niko. Tombi na ai tumingai da tharaki. Yairaki tharaki pot ate me am sin naga thaba yai bor me ko. Natraga makut na yai bor masu yai. Since matamdudagi maramduna matamdudagi akoina namana tamduisi matamdudagi ko time utpudo since na ado maramduna adu oibana haibana singbusu since na biai ko I've been singing since I was 10 ai sahi taradagi sai saklaki sahi tara subdagi hauzik phawi sai saklai haineba I've been singing since I was 10 haise and since matamdu taktra matamdudagi haibu taktra I know him well since we stayed together aina mabu munna khangi maramdi ikoi laiminarakpanina koi laiminarakpana maram oiduna aina mabu munna khangi haibani maramduna adu oibana ko since until matamdu yaudrigai until example don't move until I tell you move adi leng khotpa chatpa khotpa duni ko aina hairaktrigai nang lengano don't move until I tell you aina hairaktrigai nang lengano matamdu yaudrigai ko unless natrabadi don't move unless I tell you ain hairakpa natrabadi lengano mi atai na amta haibi adiko mi amala ibok ler mazu dau ler mazu pu ler mazu ima ler mazu kana amta na haibada lengbi ade ain hairakpa natragadi unless don't move unless I tell you grammar is not difficult if you know the rules grammar se ke syam lubu na te rule du khangadi ko aduna grammar yam lui haigano ko grammar se rules ingdo me am khangjaloba Don't worry too much about grammar. Grammar gi maramda am ka hena wakal wajin ba. Wakal am ka hen kanjin ba tawno. Grammar yaudra di ngang ba maroi sungang ngang roi ngang ba ki jaremi na lan ba phagra ni hauna ching ba khalga di. English ngang ba pa hai roi ko.